Have you ever caught yourself thinking, what if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I made the wrong decision? What if this headache is something serious? Before you know it, you're gone from one little thought to imagine the absolute worst case scenario. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. As a mental health nurse practitioner, I see this all the time. So many people tell me I just can't turn my brain off. Here's the good news. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. Your brain is actually doing what it was designed to do, protect you. The problem is that sometimes it becomes a little too good at looking for danger even when there isn't any. Today, we're going to talk about why your brain gets stuck in what if mode, what's happening inside your brain when it does, and 5 simple science-backed ways to finally break the cycle. Let's dive in. What is what if mode? So what exactly is happening? Psychologists call it repetitive negative thinking. That's just a fancy way of saying your brain keeps replaying thoughts that make you feel anxious and stressed. There are 2 common types. The first is worry, which focuses on the future. What if I lose my job? What if something happens to my family? What if I embarrass myself? The second is rumination, which focuses on the past. Why did I say that? I should have handled that differently. What if I had made that mistake? Both keep your mind spinning. Now, here's something important. A little bit of worrying isn't actually bad. It helps us prepare, solve problems, and stay safe. But when your brain keeps replaying these thoughts over and over without finding a solution, you're stopped solving problems and started feeding anxiety. Research continues to show that repetitive negative thinking isn't just a symptom of anxiety and depression. It actually helps keep those conditions going. It's like adding more logs to the fire every single day. What's happening inside of your brain? Let's make this simple. Think of your brain like a car. 3 important symptoms are involved. First, your amygdala. This is your brain's alarm system. Its job is to notice danger and keep you alive. The problem, sometimes it starts treating everyday stress like an emergency. It's basically like having a smoke detector that goes off every time you make toast. Next is your prefrontal cortex. This is a logical part of your brain. It's supposed to calm the alarm down by saying, take a deep breath, we're okay. But when anxiety is high, that calming system doesn't work as efficiently. So your alarm keeps ringing and ringing. Then there's something called the default mode network. You don't have to remember that name. Just think of it as your brain's wandering mode. It's active when you're lying in bed, when you're driving, taking a shower, or staring out the window. For people who struggle with anxiety, this wandering brain often drifts toward worst case scenarios instead of peaceful thoughts. So your alarm is louder. Your logical brain isn't calming it down fast enough, and your wandering mind keeps feeding it more scary stories. No wonder it's exhausting. Why is it so hard to stop? One question I hear all the time is, if I know I'm overthinking, why can't I just stop? Because your brain thinks worrying is helping. It believes that if you imagine every possible disaster, you'll somehow be prepared. But here's the catch. Most of the things we worry about never happen, and the worry itself becomes the habit. The more often you travel down that mental road, the easier your brain finds it the next time. It's like walking through a field. The first trip is hard. By the 100th trip, you're created a path. Your brain works like the same way. 5 ways to break the cycle. The good news, your brain can build new pathways too. Here are 5 strategies I recommend regularly. Number 1, don't believe every thought. Instead of saying something bad is going to happen, try saying, I'm noticing that I'm having the thought that something bad might happen. It sounds simple, but that tiny shift reminds you that thoughts are not facts. You don't have to argue every thought your brain gives you. Sometimes you can simply let it pass by. Number 2, schedule time to worry. Now this one surprises people. Instead of trying to stop worrying, give it a schedule. Choose about 15 minutes every day. When worries show up outside of that time, write them down. Tell yourself, I'll think about this during my worry time. By the time that time comes, you'll probably realize half those worries don't even seem important anymore. Number 3, ask better questions. When your brain says, what if something goes wrong? Ask yourself, what's the evidence? What's the most likely outcome? If something difficult did happen, how would I handle it? Notice that last question. You've survived hard things before. Don't underestimate your ability to cope. Number 4, come back to right now. Anxiety usually lives in tomorrow. Regret lives in yesterday. Peace is found in today. Let's practice together. Take one slow, deep breath. Feel your feet touching the floor. Look around the room. Can you name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear? Just like that, you interrupted the worry cycle and reminded your brain that you're safe in this moment. Number 5, change the story. When your brain automatically asks, what if everything goes wrong? Try asking, what if everything works out? Or what if I handle it better than I expect? You don't have to force yourself to be overly positive. You're simply giving your brain another possibility to consider, because anxious brains usually only tell one side of the story. When it's time to get help? Now, if your worry is keeping you awake every night, making it hard to work, hurting your relationships, or making you avoid living your life, please don't try to carry that by yourself. Therapy can help. Sometimes medication can help. And for many people, combining both makes a huge difference. There is absolutely no shame in asking for support. In fact, it's one of the healthiest things you can do. So here's what I want you to remember. Your brain isn't trying to make your life miserable. It's trying to protect you. It's just become a little overprotective. The next time your brain starts asking, what if? Pause. Take a deep breath. Notice the thought. Challenge it. Come back to the present. Little by little, you can teach your brain that not every thought deserves your attention. If today's video encouraged you, be sure to like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who's always caught in the worry loop. And I love to hear from you in the comments. What's one what if thought you've been carrying lately, and what's one small step you can take to let it go? Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.